Welcome to episode number 126 of the Closing Table with Lawyers title. I'm your host, Tamera Gaede, and today's guest is going to help me discuss how to grow your business through delegation right after this.
Gather round the table, pull up a chair, real talk, real growth, we're taking you there from the first handshake to the final key, the wisdom you need to set your business free. It's the Closing Table with Lawyers title. Tamera Gaede, she's your main arrival. Yeah, Tamera Gaede makes the vision clear. With Lawyers title, your best years here.
Welcome back to episode number 126. Again, I'm your host, Tamera Gaede. I have a returning guest today, and I wanted her to be part of my Inside the Minds of Power Players segment because this realtor has the processes and systems in place unlike anything I've ever seen. And she is a real estate coach. So she's happy to share her knowledge. And her latest webinar that I saw was how to hire the right assistant, which I got so many golden nuggets from. And I know that you're going to as well. So I'm excited to break down that webinar today. So thank you for coming back to the show, Brianna.
Happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, wait a minute. Before we dive into this, there's been a major real estate acquisition that's happened that you're part of as a realtor for RE/MAX.
Yes.
So how do we feel about the real RE/MAX acquisition?
I think we feel very optimistic.
Okay.
The reality is I don't know the details yet, so I'm not going to have strong opinions on things that I don't know.
Yep.
And get all excited or up in arms about something that I'm totally not in control of. But I'm super optimistic and excited because Real has a lot going on for them. So when you combine the power of the largest real estate company in the world and a 50-year-old long-standing brand with another brand that is younger, fresher, up and coming, and has technology really figured out. I mean, I think there's a recipe for success there. So I'm excited to find out.
Yeah, I agree. I haven't read anything that hasn't been positive about this. I mean, I don't think there's been any explanation of what this is really going to look like too soon, right? Too soon. Because I don't even think isn't it not even finalized till next year, but it could happen sooner.
Sometime this year, I believe.
Okay.
Yep.
And so there hasn't been a lot of information out there about how this will affect the agents with boots on the ground. But I do agree with you. I think it's a positive change for both brokerages. Right now, Real has a large international presence, and RE/MAX agents have access to newer and fresher technology and things that'll help them move down the road faster. So yay for that. Okay, well, I'm glad you're feeling good about it. Okay, so I am really excited to talk to you about how to hire the right person. Actually, it's the name of the webinar was Double Your Income with the Right Assistant.
Yes.
So powerful. So powerful.
Thanks.
And also, I personally have had challenges in the past with trying to hire the right people or what the implementation should look like from the get-go once you bring them on, and kind of mindset also. And you talked about all of those things, which is really, really important. So I want to break it down so that you can kind of help the audience also understand how to proceed and do this in a really positive and productive way. Because double your income. You want to double your income? I want to double my income. Okay, so let's talk about it. Number one, let's talk about how should you delegate. And I feel like that might be a little soon. Actually, no. Let's start at the beginning. So how do you create the job description for the assistant? Let's start there.
Yeah. Well, creating the job description really starts with part of the why. Like, why are you hiring? Like, why do you specifically need to hire? And other than just the feeling of, I'm below, I'm treading water, or I'm like overwhelmed, or things are falling through the cracks. There needs to be a lot more concrete why before you move forward with it. Otherwise, you're setting somebody up for failure and not for success.
Okay, so give us some examples of what that why could look like.
So it's really about how do you decide that you need to hire now.
Yeah.
And it's about auditing. You've heard me before talk about auditing your life, auditing your business. This is about auditing your time. And so what I have my students do is we walk through a 2-week time and energy audit, and it sucks. Like it's not fun.
No, I bet. I mean, I've heard about your coaching programs, and I'm like, oh my God, that's a lot. Yeah.
The time and energy audit is really
but it's worth it.
hard to do, but the outcome is so worth it. And so what that looks like is over that 2-week period of time, in 15-minute increments throughout the workday, you're auditing and writing down how did you spend those last 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Now at the end of each day, on the right-hand column, you will quantify, was this a low income producing task, a medium income producing task, or a high income producing task? And then in addition to that, the energy side of it. Did this suck my energy? Did this give me energy? Or was this energy neutral? And once you have 2 weeks compiled, well, first of all, just doing the audit alone, what I find from my students is they start self-correcting. And so they start realizing, oh, I actually had more time than I thought I did, and I wasn't as efficient and as productive. I spent time scrolling, or I drove to that house that I really did not need to spend the time driving to. So there's a lot of time that you can recapture if you're just simply being more self-aware and auditing. So that's step number one. But then once you have this audit complete, you look at what were the lowest income producing tasks that I did that also were not energy giving. And boom, that's how you build your job description.
But Brianna, I can't let go of writing the contract. Nobody can write it like I can. And I don't really trust anyone else to write the contract for me. How do you move through those kinds of objections for self-audit, for auditing or helping them get there?
This may be really blunt, but I think if that is your response, then you're not somebody who actually wants to grow. So then maybe you shouldn't be hiring.
Well, no, they're real conversations.
Yeah, they're real conversations.
Right?
But
Absolutely.
Here's the reality.
I hear what you're saying as the answer.
The reality is that if you are truly at a point where you need to hire, that means that you are the bottleneck, okay?
Yes.
And what you just told me is I am the bottleneck, but the problem in what you just told me is that you want to be the bottleneck.
Yes.
Because you believe you should be the bottleneck. And so you've got to work through that and understand that, no, actually writing contracts is a low income producing task. I mean, sure, like it results in a contract, but you certainly didn't need to be the person spending your time doing that.
No, the actual task of filling in the blanks is a non-income producing task.
Right. And here's the reality is with AI, I mean, there probably already are lots of solutions to this with AI. It can be so much quicker. Maybe you don't actually need to hire somebody to fill out the contracts, but that is a great example of somebody who kind of needs to get over themselves and open up the trust. Otherwise, they're not going to be able to grow.
And that's a hard place for some salespeople to get to, is not having their fingers in everything and letting go of control. Knowing that mistakes are going to happen. Right. Okay. It's just part of the game when you're trying to transfer power or delegation of tasks to somebody else.
Right. And there are in the growth path, right? Like all of us realtors begin as a salesperson, and we're solo, and we do everything, and everything comes through us. Everything and anything that happens is because we touched it and we did it. Okay. Yes. When you move into the CEO mindset, you really have to know and understand that you no longer can do all of the things. Right. Otherwise, you're already at capacity.
No,
you
I
can't
agree.
grow past that.
Yes.
The only way you grow capacity is to be able to let go of the things that truly do not need you to touch them.
Yes. So we've talked about mindset. Yes, we need to get over ourselves and understand that there is a scalability problem. At some point, if you want to scale and grow your income, hiring on staff is just part of it.
Yes.
It's just part of it. You can also use AI, but AI is not there for everything right now, right? So we still need... I really like
it. Can only fill in some of the gaps.
Yes, I agree. Okay. So we're working on mindset. So now that we've done the audit, right? So now we actually have our job description.
Exactly. That literally builds your job description.
Yes. Okay. So now we have our job description. Are we ready to put the feelers out there and try to find this individual?
For sure.
Okay. Yeah. Just wanted to make sure we were there. So now we put the job posting out, right? Yes. Indeed, and all the regular places.
Yeah. I recommend starting with your own database and emailing your existing database. Let them know that you're hiring, because you might be able to find a word of mouth referral there, which could result in something really strong. But I mean, I've definitely hired both from Indeed or from personal referrals.
Okay. Have the personal referrals worked?
Yes.
Has it been good referrals? Okay. And you're very clear about what the expectations are for the job.
Yes. Everybody goes through the exact same process, whether we found them on Indeed or through a personal referral.
Okay. So you found somebody. All right, now we're going to put them through the process. What does that look like?
Yeah, I think it takes several steps.
Yes, it does.
Right? It can't be a one-time 30-minute meeting and you have learned enough or tested them enough to know, yeah, this is going to work and this is going to be a good fit.
Yes, I agree.
Also setting yourself up for failure.
Very hard.
Yeah, it is hard. So you have to slow yourself down and have a process that you're following. And so for us, what that looks like is first step is applying for the job. And there's some specific instructions to catch and make sure if they were detail-oriented enough to actually follow the instructions.
Golden nugget.
Yes. From there, there's a phone conversation, right? Like, how are they on the phone? Can they hold a conversation? Were they reachable? If you didn't reach them, how professional was their voicemail? If you did reach them, were they able to hold and maintain a good phone conversation? Because phone skills are important and definitely not a given.
And you've done background on these people, meaning you've been online and looked at social media or anything, LinkedIn or whatever.
At this point,
they have.
Yes. But the reality is there's a lot of people that make it through the phone interview, so you haven't wasted too much time because a lot of the phone interviews will self-eliminate.
Well, and I bet the instructions on the what they need to do in order to apply probably eliminate some.
For sure. Yes. And typos in a resume?
Oh, no.
Or in the email? Like,
no.
Yep, self-eliminate.
Okay,
quick
got
and easy.
it.
No
All right.
excuse, no reason for that.
So what are we talking about them in that quick 30-minute phone interview?
The phone interview really is a lot about hey, tell me about why you're interested in this career.
Okay.
Tell me a little bit about your background and
I
what
like
brought
that
you
you
here.
call it a career and not a job.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay, keep going.
If they succeed, then we bring them in for an in-person interview. Okay. And we have a whole agenda. I don't have it memorized off the top of my head, but we have an agenda. We ask similar questions and have them again now in person share and state, some of their background. But of course, we're also looking at things like, did they show up on time? Did they confirm the appointment time?
Ooh, okay.
How did they show up presentable?
Yeah.
Did they, if there was a reason that they were going to be late, did they communicate? Actually, one of our strongest hires got a flat tire on the way to the interview.
Oh.
But she communicated about it. She literally changed her own tire, and she was still on time.
What? She changed her own tire?
Yeah, and she was still on time.
And she was on time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
She has a case.
So there's things that you learn that are not interview questions throughout the process of having a rigid process. Okay, so that is a 30-minute interview.
Okay.
And then we have a scaling system, right? We rate them on 5 different things, including teamwork, culture fit, and attention to detail, et cetera. Those are some of the examples of things that we're rating them on.
I love that you spend time on that and you get input from the team, because if you're the only one that hires them and plops them into the team, you don't know if there's going to be a true culture fit. I mean, you have a good idea because you know your team.
Well, the whole team isn't on this interview yet.
Oh, they're
right
not?
now,
I'm sorry. It's just you.
It's me and then Keely, operations.
Keely, yes. I'm sorry.
So the two of us at this point before we spend the time with the team to
Got
come
it.
in. Okay. And then, assuming all goes well, then they would be invited in for another in-person interview, and this is with more of the team, so that the team can get their questions answered. They know and understand. They can see things that we're not seeing, and this is what's pretty cool. We if we're bringing them in for this final in-person interview, we do a very in-depth DISC assessment ahead of time.
I'm so glad you said that.
So we actually part of the steps on that first apply is they do a free online DISC assessment, and they have to follow the steps and submit their results. But now if we like them, we pay $200 per person to a consultant to get a very in-depth explanation and understanding of what are their motivators, what are their drivers, what are their strengths, et cetera. And so they do that before this in-person interview, and then we assign a project to them, which they will present at this in-person interview. I love
the project idea, yes.
And so it depends on what kind of role they're interviewing for. If it's more of a sales role, then we're probably going to ask them to do an open house, show us how would you do open house on steroids. What does that look like? What is your thought process? Okay. What are the things that you're thinking through? If they're more of an administrative role, then it'll be more of an administrative type task. Like we've before given, this is Brianna's current email inbox. How would you sort through this? And how would you prioritize? And what would you bring to her attention, et cetera? So they present this project in whatever form or fashion they want.
Okay.
So we've had people host open houses and like bring snacks and drinks and think through it super, super detailed. And most people always have like a slides and presentation, but it is 100% how they interpret, how they want to present. So they present, and then again, we have formal questions that we walk through, and we have each team member ask at least one of those questions. And then we pause and we say, we're going to give you 20 minutes to work on this project while we're going to go out to outside of the conference room. The project that they're working on is we're giving them one of our current listings and asking them to analyze the comps and tell us what they think about the price.
This is just, I'm so fascinated. I'm not even saying anything because I'm just listening. Okay, keep going.
Because we're learning so much. It's so much more than can you answer questions.
Yes.
It's show me how you think. I know that you know nothing about real estate and you've never seen a CMA before. That's okay. I want to know what you think when you look at it. What do these things mean? How are you going to process that? And then how are you going to communicate it to me? I don't really care what your answer is.
Sure.
I'm looking for how did you think through this? What was your thought process?
Love it.
Okay, but while they're working on that, then the team meets and says, and we do that same rating scale. Okay. And powwow on that. Okay, what did you think? What did you think? And here's the really key part. We're like, what concerns do any of you have? But more often and more important is what questions are still unanswered for us? What do we not know enough about yet? And then we assign questions related to those unanswered that we still have to each team member. We go back in, then we ask them.
And I love that because you're empowering your team members. They feel like they have contribution in the decision of hiring this person, but also you're being candid about what you might not see. And there's no ego in that, right?
Yeah.
It's help me understand what I'm not seeing so that you are making a really strong hire.
Yep.
And we don't see everything, right? So that's why, when we call our girlfriends and we're like, we need some advice because we're having this situation, how would, help me navigate through it?
Right.
You get different opinions from everyone, right?
Yeah.
And so you can compile that to help you make an informed decision.
Yep.
So I like that it's not, you understand that you need the input from them in order to make sure you've covered all the bases.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's fantastic. Okay, so we've had the team rate them. You've asked them to ask her a question, him or her, and they've answered the question. Okay, and then you go back in.
And we go back in and ask those questions and wrap up. And,
Okay.
And we never offer the job on the spot.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of reasons to not offer the job on the spot.
Yes, I agree.
And we definitely rely on that DISC assessment really, really heavily. And let me tell you why. I've made bad hires. We've all made bad hires.
Yeah.
And here's also what somebody who's thinking about making their first hire needs to know and understand. You're going to make a bad hire.
Yes,
so just do it and get it out of your system. You're going to learn from it. You should please learn from it.
Yes.
It's going to happen. So don't get discouraged when it happens.
Yes.
Refine and keep going because you can do this. Okay. But the real life situation here is, we all like to hire people that are similar to us. But should we hire people
probably not.
that are similar to us? No, we shouldn't.
Well, because I'm not strong at everything, and I need somebody that's going to support me in the ways that I'm not strong.
That's literally the point.
Yes.
Yes. So naturally, we want to hire the people that are similar to us. So I know that I am off the charts. I'm a 98I and a 97D.
That does not surprise me one bit.
And I'm almost 0 SNC.
Same.
Okay.
Yeah,
and so
same.
it depends on which role I'm hiring for. But first of all, there's probably not enough room for any more D on the team.
Sure.
Because
we're Ds. We're big ODs. We take up the room.
It's covered. It's covered. If they're in a sales role, they probably need to have pretty high I.
Yeah.
Which is going to be more similar to me. But the administrative roles, those need to be
different.
Heavy S and heavy C.
Yes.
And I have wanted to hire somebody. And then my team was like, hey, Brianna, look at their DISC assessment. You want to hire her because she's just like you. And that's not going to go well. And she's not going to be able to do the job that you can't do.
Yes.
because she's like you.
You know, there is a little bit, you know, I do in an executive assistant role, I do need somebody that is a taskmaster because it's a lot of repetitive doing the same thing over and over again, right? But there is some creativity that is needed in that role. I am not a creative person, okay? I'm just not. I'm trying to like become this Christmas and present wrapping extraordinaire, and that's my only creative outlet because I am a taskmaster, right? And so whenever I come across somebody that has that creative component, it's like a relief.
Yeah.
It's a relief because I can go out there and copy what I see. I can say, oh, I like that and copy it. But if you ask me to come up with something, you know, then I've got to be able to go out and find it. I may not know what that is, right? So having somebody that can help me think about how to be unique, different, creative, but also complete a lot of repetitive tasks, that's an interesting combo, right? And I don't know if those people live in the same body either. So I think the biggest golden nugget from what you're saying is the DISC test is just so important.
Yes.
And to do it for yourself if you haven't done it. That's step one.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
before you hire, period.
Yes. That's when we're doing our list of the things that we shouldn't be doing. And we need to give ourselves a DISC test. But you need somebody that complements your weaknesses. To help you move down the road and is interested in taking on those non-income producing tasks because you need to be out interfacing with your clients. I know it sounded like a robot. You need to be out building relationships with your clients. I don't like the word interfacing. But anyway, let's keep going, okay? So we love her or we don't like her or him or her, whoever it is, they. If we hire them, then what do we do next?
Call and offer them
the job and they say yes. So give me day one. It's a lot. Or highlights of day one.
let me just like highlight the whole onboarding process, right? Is build a structure over time because like I already told you, you're going to hire and it's not going to work out. You're going to be doing this again. So please document it and learn from it and improve it and grow as you go, right?
How do you document? Do you just have processes and systems written out or do you do instructional videos or the combination of everything, something else I didn't talk about?
Yeah, a combination of both.
Okay.
But here's the reality is they should be the one documenting. I mean, it depends on your personality too. Like maybe you want to spend the time documenting ahead and in advance, but your team should be the one that can create all of the SOPs for you. And then you can review them and improve them. But you don't need to be the one creating them from scratch unless it's something that you and only you are doing. But the overarching like reality of hiring and onboarding is leadership. It's just leadership, right?
Yeah.
So first we model. They watch you doing it. And then assist. Okay? They're assisting you, then you're assisting them, and then watch. You're watching them do it, and then you leave.
Okay.
That is how you train and onboard anything.
Yeah.
Model, assist, watch, and leave. And
I've
that's just
never
leadership.
seen it that concise, written out that concise. Say it one more time.
Model, assist, watch, leave.
Love it.
MAWL, MAWL.
MAWL. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
Because look, this isn't a component of real estate courses, right? Like how to hire somebody. So some of this is even new information to me. I gleaned, like I said, a lot of really great information from the webinar. By the way, if you want the webinar, we can definitely send it to you.
Yep.
I have a link and I think we can get them in contact with you.
They can send me an email. I can get them the webinar link. And then also if they're interested in that consultant for the more in-depth. And I make nothing off of this DISC assessment, but I think it's so valuable. So
and you have a coaching program that they could consider being a part of if they want some more of this and access to a lot of your processes and systems because what you have built is incredibly intricate, right? You and Keely too. I don't want to leave Keely out of it because she's important on the operations side to help things moving down the road. But I'm always fascinated to kind of pick your brain about and break it down to a micro level and really understand how you developed a system, right? So let me ask you this. Because I've said this before, I think successful hiring is one of the hardest things we have to do in business. So can you tell us what we should not do? Are there any tips for not what we need to stay away from when we're looking at hiring somebody?
Don't hire too fast. Yep. Don't hire somebody just because you like them.
Yes.
Here's a great one. Do not hire somebody because you're trying to fit their needs.
Yes.
Right? Like,
Yes.
I've had so many students say, "Oh, but man, it's like my aunt or this past client, and they can only work part-time, and this is the schedule that works for them, and so I think I can make that work with my business." No.
Yes.
That is like, love that you are trying to be so kind and thoughtful of them, but you are hiring for your business and for your needs, and that is definitely what comes first. And either they fit into that or they do not. So hire for your needs, not for the candidate's needs.
Question that's not really on my discussion points, but do you have kind of a ratio of how much you do with your assistant versus how much you're doing with the AI these days? It's an interesting question.
That is
it's
an interesting
probably
question.
growing.
Yeah, I mean,
all the time.
I use AI constantly.
Yeah, I know you do.
But less in a way of automation of things that would take tasks off of my assistants.
Okay.
Like, I truly, and my whole team, we do AI training for the whole team. So the whole team is using AI, and I think of it more as it grows all of our capacities. Like, we can become superhumans because we're using it and leveraging it.
Okay. It's interesting. I'm digging into conversations about how you're leveraging it in your business, but also the other conversation I'm going to keep talking about is you running up against a buyer or seller using AI and what that looks like, right? So
yes, I'm so glad you said that.
It's such a big deal
It's
right
reality.
now.
Mm-hmm.
Did you read that story about the guy in Florida that sold his house using ChatGPT?
Yeah.
And of course, the news didn't tell the backstory of like how much he left on the table or what the load the agent on the other side had to carry which is limited. You're constrained by your fiduciary responsibility to your client. So there's only so much you can even say to that person.
Mm-hmm.
And then, ChatGPT told me that I needed to do this in the contract or in the negotiation. You need to give me this.
But you know what I love about that? I love that you told me your source, that ChatGPT told you to do this, right? It's the people who are just like, no, this is what I need to do, and this is what we should do.
Oh, and
that don't tell you. They don't tell you it's because I found this in AI. This is actually internally we've been having these conversations the past couple of weeks because we've had clients that are heavily relying on large language models for their information, and
you're having a big experience with that then.
Yeah, it's frustrating but if they call it out and they tell me I'm using ChatGPT or I'm using Claude, that's so helpful because then I can help them see and understand and say, hey, your ChatGPT is trained to be a yes person, and it's trained to appease you and trained to what it doesn't have is all of the experience of all of the transactions.
Yes.
It doesn't have that insight. And so I really need you to trust me. I need you to understand XYZ. If we go to the seller with that right now, we are going to scare them and you're going to lose the house because of it.
That's a big deal.
Yeah. And that is I'm glad that you're in tune and aware of that because that is a huge reality that we're facing in the market right now. It's true.
Yeah, and I think this is where the value proposition has to be just so strong, and then the relationship building side of it, because that's something AI can't replicate, right? Is your longevity in the business, your education, and then your ability to connect with people. Mm-hmm. And so, but you're still going to have to somehow set the stage to get them to trust you and stop leaning towards AI for answers, because you're right, ChatGPT is trained to say yes, right? Or hallucinate and give inaccurate information. And a lot of consumers don't understand that because we're training on AI so much. We're hearing from our real estate coaches where the problems are with AI, but the consumers aren't hearing this. I don't see this in the news about how faulty AI is. I just hear about how it's growing and taking over the world. Anyway, so do you use AI at all to help you vet a candidate? I'm guessing no.
Yeah, no, I haven't yet. I haven't. But I mean, just a really simple first step would be you can throw their resume and their application up into AI and ask it to first, number one, look for any grammar errors.
Yes.
Right? That's going to be way quicker than you trying to scan it.
Yes.
You can ask it to give you a summary and tell you where their strengths lie, what kind of questions they should be asked and prodded on, and ask it to compare to the job description. And
you could do upload the disc test
easy.
too, and
Yeah.
all of that. And then you could do an online search for the person too.
We do definitely use AI to help analyze the DISC assessments and compare it to the existing team that we have and how do they fit in and where are the problems that might surface, et cetera, knowing the different personalities that we have so that we can get ahead of it.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a big assist. I don't believe that it's going to take over your job. I just don't. But I think it will take over a lot of jobs in real estate.
Yes. Yeah. I don't think it'll take over my job, but it will eliminate jobs and it will create jobs.
Yes, and it will. That's another thing that they're not talking about. I read a news article this morning about eliminations, AI eliminations. It was like a number. I don't even remember where I read it or read so many things in the morning. But anyway, but it also talked about how many jobs it would create. So it's going to be an interesting restructuring because of how AI is going to plug in. Okay, we're getting close to the end of the time. So I knew we wouldn't get through all the things I wanted to talk about today. So that's why I always reserve the right to bring you back. But I want to talk about this global pitch battle.
So fun.
At the R4, you're going to have to explain that to everybody, R4 conference that you went to this year, you won the listing pitch out of everybody that was there from RE/MAX. Mm-hmm. And it was a very unique listing that you had to pitch on.
It was.
So I want to talk about it because it was really fun.
Okay, it was so fun.
Yes.
So first of all, R4 is the annual global RE/MAX conference.
So everybody, all the RE/MAX.
From all over the world. There are over 140,000 RE/MAX agents in the world. Did you know that?
No, I did not know that.
And
That's
I
a big
won.
number. Oh, and you won. I know. Isn't this interesting? Okay, so tell us about it.
Okay, so there actually were only 3 of us competing at R4 because we had all won on smaller stages earlier in the year. Okay,
yep.
So I won at the RE/MAX 40 under 40. Essentially, it was a listing presentation competition.
Yes.
Okay. So in the first time I won and then in what we'll call the finals, which was at the global conference.
I mean, this is a serious competition, y'all, you know?
There were we were at the MGM.
You had to qualify and there's all of that.
You had to qualify. There were thousands in the audience. We're at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas.
Wow.
Like it's a big deal.
Yes.
And it was so exciting. And so maybe 4 days before the competition, they sent out an email to us 3 competitors and gave us some details on the house that we would be pitching.
And the house is...
All they did was they gave us an address. They said the sellers, Mike and Carol, are downsizing.
Yes!
They're now empty nesters.
Enough to tell you who it is, Jesse? Do you know what house it is yet? Nope, not yet.
Like a good realtor, I did my prep work and my research, and I very quickly discovered that this was the Brady Bunch house.
The Brady Bunch house.
Now... I'm at R4, and one of my competitors is actually a pretty good friend of mine, which was an interesting dynamic. But I show up to win, so
yes, you do. Yes, you do.
So if she's probably going to see this later. I in talking to her, and she started talking about the pitch final and the master pitch. What do we call it? The pitch battle final.
Yes, it was the global pitch battle.
And I'm learning that I don't think she realizes that it's the Brady Bunch house.
I have to know that part.
I have a competitive advantage here because I've, done the research ahead of time.
And so
maybe she did, and she was like bluffing to me.
Didn't really understand.
Very possible
what that
she was
meant.
bluffing to me, and I'm like, hey, Kate, I love you, but I am your competitor.
Yeah,
and
it's on.
This is the end of this conversation. We are no longer speaking about this until we're finished.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my husband used to be a pastor.
Yes.
And so he's a public speaker, and he is like my secret weapon and my public speaking coach. Okay.
Oh, I love that.
And so like I build what I think I want to say, and I share it with him, and I present, and he's like, yeah, no, you're missing XYZ. Like, let's strengthen this, sharpen that. Okay. So we're at home. I mean, it is like late because we're cramming. I think I fly to Vegas the next day, and we just got the information. I just got time to sit down and try to do this. It might be like midnight. And he's like, what do we do? What do we do to set you apart? Who do you know? Like, who do you know that knows somebody from the cast of the Brady Bunch? And I'm like, I mean, if I had a few weeks, I might be able to figure that out, but we don't have the time.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, who tell me that, because he didn't grow up watching American TV.
Right.
So he's like, tell me who. I'm like, he's like, which one of them do you remember the most? Or he's like, are Mike or Carol alive? I Google, I'm like, no, they are not. He's like, okay, the kids, who do you remember? I'm like, the little one, Cindy.
Yeah.
He's like, Cindy Brady. And he starts researching. He's like, babe, she's on, what's the...
Oh, I don't remember where you found her. Yes, yeah. It's a platform.
The platform where you pay $100?
Yes.
And they record a live video.
What is it, Jesse? Oh, that's not helpful. That's not helpful. I thought you knew.
Google it and let us know.
Anyway, keep going.
So he's like, I found her. I'm like, oh my goodness. He's like, we need to do this.
$100.
Now remember, we are on a short timeline on the pitch battle. Like my actual presentation time is 3 minutes flat, and after 3 minutes, it's over.
That's
like
it.
Buzzer, you're off stage.
Done.
Either you did it or you didn't do it.
Mid-sentence, if you're not done. Okay.
So we found Cindy Brady. Cameo. Yes.
Okay, Cameo is the platform.
She's on Cameo. So. Here's the thing. You can submit and tell them exactly what you want them to say. But the turnaround time is 1 to 7 days. I'm going on stage in like 2.5 days. So I'm like, submit, pay the rush fee, and hope and pray. And plan A is that she gets this video to me in time, and that the production team can work it out to have it play on stage. And she's going to talk about me and how she saw my pitch and how I'm definitely the person for the job, XYZ.
This is so going to win.
That was my secret, secret surprise. And so I was supposed to.
Creative.
So there's 3 of us. I was supposed to go first, and like right before, like within the hour, we're all backstage and doing all makeup and hair and makeup and getting ready, and we're like testing the mics and everything before the crowd came in, and they made a last minute decision and said, Brianna's going to go third. And I'm like,
oh yes, because you don't have the video yet.
No, we have the video.
Oh, you do? Oh,
no,
okay.
I'm like,
you have
I'm like, y'all just put me third because you know I'm going to win. And if I go first...
There's no, everybody
the show's over.
The other 2 will just walk off the stage. Never mind.
No, while the others were competing, we had to be backstage and couldn't hear them. So I actually don't even, I still haven't seen the other 2 competitors in their presentation. Okay. So I walk up, I have basically done nothing else on this trip other than prepare for speeches.
Right. And I even saw video of you in a conference room practicing your speech. Like a large conference room at MGN that was empty, practicing your speech. So she doesn't just walk on stage. Like this is very thought out and very well prepared.
Well, and that's applicable to everything, and like why you have me here today is preparation. So that's why I won, was preparation. So I walked out and I have every line completely down pat, and I'm going and I'm talking. Actually, I totally slipped up. And I like froze in front of the audience, and I'm like in my internal, I'm like, not today, Brianna, get back in the game. And then boom, I'm in. Y'all, okay, thousands of people in the room. The front row is 10 people, all of the executives of RE/MAX. There's the CEO, there's the CFO, there's the general counsel, there's the CM, there's like everybody.
Hey, not intimidating at all.
Hi. Nice to see you.
I'm just going to look out, not down.
And then the video comes on, and she uses my name, and she's like, Brianna's the one, give her an applause. And the crowd goes wild. Is that for real? Did that really just happen?
Yes.
And then I go and I close it, and I have the crowd roaring, and I won.
And she won. Isn't that great? I think it's such a great story.
I wish I could do that every day. It was
I know
so
you
fun.
do. I know you do. You might be a little bit of a competitor.
Maybe.
Just a little.
It's possible.
But it takes one to know one.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, that's such a great story. And I want to ask you one more thing. I'm sorry. Okay, we have 1 minute. You posted something. It was a story about how to make good mistakes. Yeah. Can you elaborate and tell the audience about that real quick, and then we'll end the show for today?
Yes. Yeah. So in the story I shared, I had a tennis lesson that morning.
Yes.
And the tennis pro said, "Hey, are you going to make mistakes on the court today?" And I very enthusiastically, I'm like, "Yeah, totally. Like we're definitely going to make mistakes today." And he's like, "I love it. Thank you for your enthusiasm and your honest answer. Yes, you're going to make mistakes. So let's make them count."
Okay.
Let's make good mistakes.
And give me an example.
I thought about it. Oh, well, on the tennis court, it's just like, you did all of the preparation, like you did all the footwork, you got to the right positioning, like you did the preparation, but then maybe the follow through was wrong or whatever, right? Like you were almost there, there's one little thing that you need to fix. You did the important part in the preparation. So it's an easy fix and an
Love
easy
it.
recovery.
Yeah.
And so throughout the rest of my tennis lesson, I thought about that. I'm like, this is so applicable to business. It's the exact same thing.
It is.
You're going to make mistakes. Like, we're all going to make mistakes. Let's not kid ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to hire the wrong person and we're going to make a mistake. So get on with it and do it. Don't think you're not going to, but let's make them good mistakes. And what does that mean? We did the preparation. We didn't slack off. We didn't get lazy and say, I'll just wing it and get through this one time. Not that
You better
I never
not do that with hiring.
Yeah, you shouldn't. Better not do that with hiring.
Yeah.
Not that I never wing it in circumstances, because that would not be truthful. But do the preparation and do the hard work, and then when you do make the mistake, recognize it, learn from it, and fix it for the next time, and make yourself better from it.
See, I love that. Yes, we're not perfect and we are going to make mistakes, but the important part is to learn from it and correct going forward. So I think that I really liked that story. That's why I wanted to end with that. How to make a good mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's a wrap on episode number 126. Again, I'm your host, Tamera Gaede. If you like my content, you're really going to love my escrow team. So give me an opportunity to earn your business and go make it a great day.
Gather round the table.